one, and one is the magician. And the magician says, you create what you will from this stuff. All right, don't forget, I'm going to get to 12, I think, in a minute. Might not. All right. So, what are we at? Thou must look beneath the surface to see that which thou says, and that which thou declares does not bother thee. Indeed, it does bother thee. When one pulls this card, thou art trying to conceal an emotion that is becoming more and more apparent. The revealing of an inward feeling concerning a matter that is quite troublesome. Now, it would be a quite troublesome matter to me if I had been dropped on earth with no instructions whatsoever, and I had to figure it out. And I couldn't listen to anybody else because it looked to me like I came from another orbit, and I feel like that I did. Even though I'm looking around at everybody else and they look pretty much like me, I know they don't feel like me, and they didn't get their bag of sustenance like I did. So I'm a little upset about this, and I don't know how much time I've got to try to work it out, or work it up, or work it in. But I do know that I'm here, and that they've given me this much, and I have traveled this far. I've only been here a few minutes, incidentally. And so this book happened to be available because, it's on the earth, and evidently some other people must have read it too sometime. So I opened it up to see if it was relevant to me. And if it was, then I could use it. If it is not, I throw it in the trash, no matter how holy it is called. If you cannot use it, it is no good. That just makes sense, right? All right. Let me see. Attached to this issue would be uncomfortable, unpleasant, and unsettled emotions. Oh! We as humans, I'm going to step out now. I'm going to be a human again. We as humans, from the time we're birthed in this earth, are uncomfortable. You remember? We have to wait for somebody to change our diaper, whether it's pee or whether it's messed up, with a bowel movement. That's uncomfortable. We're hungry. We don't know where we're at. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. We identify with our mother, and we can't even differentiate between her. We think she is us. All right, so we're uncomfortable. It's an unpleasant experience. It's not pleasant. Then, like I said, we have to learn how to coo and caw and wink and wop and weep and whoop and all the rest of the stuff to get some attention so that we will be fed and dried. We're doing that. That's a manipulative emotion and motion to do that. And we're unsettled from the very time we're here. And this unsettlement remains because we start to put so much emphasis on those things on the outside of us, and we don't stop. Like now I'm going to jump back into being that person from another planet. Okay, if I was dropped here and I don't know how I got here, and they gave me this, then this is enough to sustain me. And it's up to me to work with what I have. I don't look to somebody else to give me the answers. I don't look to them, that whoever it was or it, to get me here. I'm here now, so I got to work it out while I'm here. That's it. And nobody's going to punish me for doing it wrong because I don't know what's right. And there's nobody else that's walking on two legs that's going to tell me what's right. What's right for me is right for me because it came in my bag. All right. The secret is in a hell of a mess, so to speak. Thou oftentimes says, well, I'm in the middle of this situation, so I will do 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've already said that. How about that? And by doing all these steps, the outcome will be what I choose it to be. Well, see, I'm from another planet, and they dropped me down here with all this stuff. Now, if I do this, this, and this, then I'll get this. I don't know what this, and this is supposed to get me. See? So what good would it do for me to do this, this, and this if I'm planning to get this when I don't know what I'm supposed to get? Did y'all get that? And somebody over here certainly can't tell me. I didn't see them on the ship. We say to you that this is folly. From the spiritual standpoint, woo! What kind of word is that? Spiritual. That must be an earth word. Spiritual. Let me see. From the spiritual standpoint, there is nothing that follows in any logical pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, but backwards, sideways of events that unfold themselves quite unexpectedly. Anything that a person consciously sets out to achieve with unclear motives surrounding the matter will in the end not be as he anticipated or not for the reason he thought inspired him. And even with clear matters, it is worse. Motives, the desired result will either be more or less than what he expected. Thou dost always truly get those things that thou wantest, but not as thou imaginest them to be beforehand. Any matter that thou thinkst thou wants in the way that thou wants it does not happen. Let me say it again. Any matter that thou thinkst thou wants in the way that thou wants it does not happen. Anything thou truly wants does happen. There is a difference. That is why thou should be cautious and overly cautious as to what it is thou thinkst thou wantest, for ye will truly get it. For this does not change, nor it will ever change. What thou declares is. Mortals tend to say, I want this, but before the sentence is complete, they have completely changed their minds. All right, here's what I know so far. I have been dropped on a planet. I don't know this planet. I don't know how they operate. I don't know what they do. I didn't even have the preparatory period that you had as being a little baby. You learned it. You learned what you needed to do. You learned how to manipulate and to connive and contrive and influence and coerce and demand and lie and cheat and steal and all the rest of the stuff that goes along with being human, because there was, according to the earth plane, the Bible says, man's heart is continually evil from the day he was born. So we learned all these things. Humans learned all those things in order to get to be a first grader, second grader, and all the way. So, all right, but with me, see, I just got dropped off here. And I got dropped off here with those little bit of items for me to try to formulate some kind of existence while I'm here. Well, first of all, like I said, because I was human, I was familiar with those items. But if I was really from another planet and was just dropped off here and did not have the preparatory period of learning what all those things are for, then they could be alien to me. I could eat them. I could step on them. I could throw them. I don't know, throw them if I knew how to cook, throw them in a pot and cook them. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make this point. I got dropped off here, just out of the blue. Here I am. They gave me a bag. Now the bag looks like it's full of nonsensical things. And while I was on the earth, this planet is called Earth, I found a book. And there's lots of books, it seems like, and for my planet, they value knowledge and wisdom. They have lots of call them libraries of learning, if you will. So the written word, ancient scriptures are valuable. They're allegorical. They are not literal, but they are pertinent and relevant, and they can be, if you know how to decode them, and if you can read them and apply them to your life. So what they're saying is, they're not saying it, I am having to figure this out, just like all mortals have to figure out their time and existence on earth with whatever works for them, whatever mode of cosmic therapy works for them. Okay, I got dropped off here. I got this bag of stuff. It's supposed to mean something to me, or it could mean nothing. See, there's the difference. I could put in a lot of importance and dependence, and I could, oh my God, I could set up an altar to that alone. Because either I would have in the earth plane, though, had been told that, or while I'm here, I could have looked around and see other people were doing something like that, so I'd have to copy them and see if that would get me back to wherever it is I was going. So either all of these things mean something or they don't. Either all of these things are going to contribute to my stay here on earth, or they're not. Or either all these things are on the outside of me and they have nothing whatsoever to do with me, and I'm emotionally upset because I want somebody to give me the answers instead of getting still and knowing that this place ain't my home. I'm not here. I'm not staying here. I know I'm not staying here. I don't belong here. I don't know how long I'll be here. But while I'm here, I'm going to have to rely on what it was that I came from, another place. And whatever that is inside of me is what is going to take me back to wherever I was before I got here. Not the things that I can touch with my hands. None of those things. Even though I can use them all, and if I stay here long enough on the earth, I'll learn how to use a hair clip and a ponytail holder and an earring and tweezers and nail file and makeup sponge. I'll even learn how to spend money. I'll learn that because that's what earth does. They operate on these things. But it won't add 1 cubit of stature to me. It won't increase me. And even if I learn after having used all those things and do what the rest of the people do in getting jobs and education and everything that they do to pursue to make themselves better, I would know that you can't be any better than what you were. You can't improve upon whatever it was that I was before I got here. And I'm the same, and I'll be the same when I leave. So all of these things are just apparatuses that we use, or humans use for some reason, but just in this short length of time I've been here, I noticed that humans put a lot of importance in them, so much so they even call it my perfume. Or, I'm going to use these things because they happen to be in my realm, my water, my glasses. And I've noticed that humans do that. And then I think about it, that none of those things we don't own anything. We don't own the ground we stand on, the house we live in, the car we drive. None of these things are ours. We don't own this body. Or I learned that from another planet that I came from. And so in coming here to earth, it's made it real complicated. So when I read these words and said that these things, because you don't know what this is, that's not really what's bothering you. And it's not what's bothering you. What's bothering you underneath it all is because you don't know, really, why you're on the earth. And you don't know where you're going after you leave. And you don't know for what and how you're going to use the time allotted for you. And that's real troubling. It is troubling until you find something that works for you. And you cannot take somebody else's word for it, because it ain't going to work. It is not going to work. It ain't going to fit. That slot is not going to be filled by anybody else's words, including mine. Now, I did say I found one more ponytail holder, so it changed over to 12. I could go on and read this, but I'll change over and go to the 12. Is that what it was? I think it was. It was a 92. It was 11. Of course, it's going to be 12. Yes? Yep, 12. All right. So let's see, because I've been on earth a little bit longer, so I've investigated more books, let's say, and knowledge and wisdom and such as that. I was going to pull one of these cards too. And isn't that the truth? Tell it, baby Ruth. I have only been here just a short while, and what do you think I have become? Because I can't get the answers fast enough. I have become insolent. Okay? That's like arrogant with an edge. 9, 5, 1, 6, 3, 5, 5, 2. 11, that's 20. And 6, 9, 15. Is that what we got? Let's see if we have. 15, 20, 6, 9, 14, 2. 6, 9, 14. So 16. 6, 9, 14, 16. All right, 16, 36. There it is. come down here to earth. And what do we do as soon as we get here? Now we bring the heart of ours. The heart of this is the mother, father, child, God. God is, it is, whatever that energy is, that sublime energy that's behind all this. Okay? That sublime energy. All of this is the heart of this particular word, insolent. This word, the heart. We know how to be gods. That is easy for us to be. We know that. What is the hard part is being human. You know what human means? Being forgiving, being natural, being authentic, experiencing the now, embracing all, dropping differences, getting rid of good, bad, ugly, and indifferent. That is being human. And incidentally, but that's another show, even with the idea of forgiving, because there's nothing to forgive, because everything is perfect. But as human beings, we cannot think people have wronged us. That's a better way of saying it. Okay. The other word was the 16. Is that what it was? 16? And that's the tower. So as long as we carry this sense of insolence, we're going to continuously be shot down. But this is the human coming down to earth, or the God, human. Okay, now let's go to number 12. I might come back to 11, but I want to get in that 12 because I found that of the ponytail. So I need to do that. 12. Oh, look how the energy changes. Look how yesterday the sun was shining and today it's raining. Now, are you going to cuss today or yesterday? Are you going to want back yesterday? Or are you going to embrace the rain for today? Are you mad because you had something planned and the rain ruined it? Do you think that you have control over the rain and the rain is conscious of you and is interested in whether you want it to rain, snow, or blow? I know. So, I have walked a little longer.